Ooh, that was quick. Hey.
We live?
Yeah, it says live on YouTube.
Oh, mama.
Reading is now streaming live on YouTube.
Oops. Okay, hold on.
What? What's this? What?
Let me mute.
Oh yeah, let me do that too. Oh, it's already muted. Nice.
Oh, it is? Okay, good.
Well, mine is, yeah. Then I have to pop out the chat. Aurelio.
Hello. Hi,
Hey.
everybody. Hi, Aurelio. How are you?
There we go.
Hello. Hi, Caribbean Queen. Hi, everybody. We'll give everybody a minute to join in.
Oof, now I'm getting nervous. I'll be fine.
It's not your channel, but it's like the same peeps. The same.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been in here. I know some of y'all. Hey, Nabila.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Caribbean Queen. I don't think I said hi.
We'll give a few more minutes or seconds. I don't know how patient I am today. I'm just kidding.
So for anyone wondering or asking, my name is Patrick. I am indeed a real person. I'm here. I remember that one comment you showed me. They were like, is Patrick a spirit or a person? I'm like, well, if you catch me between the hours of whenever I get sleep, then I might be a spirit. If you catch me in the daytime hours, I'm a person.
Is your thing muted?
Thought it was. Let me see. Yeah.
I can hear it.
Because I unmuted it and then I muted it again. My YouTube is muted.
Oh my God, that was tripping me out. It opened another one. Okay.
Oh.
Now we're fine.
Hey.
Sorry, guys. Had some technical difficulties, but we're okay. Oh, hi, guys.
Yeah, I'm Patrick. Hi.
This is Patrick. Sorry, guys. It took me a little bit to like figure this out. Let me rename my thingy. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. I know it'll be a little bit weird for like a little bit.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, Mean Marceline, Vampire Queen. Grace Kalimaya. Oh, wow.
Oh, you're in Toronto, Caribbean Queen. So am I. I'm in Toronto. Everyone is wondering about Patrick. We've heard.
I mean, like, y'all have seen me in the lives. Let me say hi. I'm Riokoruk, so I'll send a wave emoji because I feel like that's very me. And also a heart because I feel like that's also very me.
I feel like you need to like give an intro. This is like, so, okay. So I started to like see Patrick on Russell at Wrestling Around when he would go live. And then I would see you on Rob's live at Rob's Tarot. And I would be like, who is this guy? Like he's like on Russell's channel, on Rob's channel. I'm like, who is this guy? He's always like spitting some wisdom, talking like so eloquently about the channelings. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, this is really good stuff. And then I like clicked on your channel and like you ended up having a channel. So then I subscribed to your channel And then you like found your way to my channel. And then I don't know, we just like clicked.
But you subscribed to me before I came over to your channel?
Yeah, but I was like silent. Like I didn't like say anything.
Yeah. Like when I saw you pop up, I was like, what? Miss Ruby Healings.
I'm like the type of person that would just like subscribe and would just be like a wallflower. Like I wouldn't even say anything. I did that to Rob. I did that to Lauren. I did that to Russell. And I did that to Sydney for like a while. Like I just do that. Like I just observe and then I'm like, okay, I'll say hello.
Yeah, so, I can be like that too. So
yeah. I observe first before I like decide to say hello. I don't know. I like to observe people first. So this is Patrick. Yeah, we just like clicked. I don't know. There's just something about Patrick. I don't want to get emotional, but we just like, he's my morning medicine every morning. We just talk. We also like talk almost every day. We go on Zoom calls. We just like bounce ideas off each other. We laugh, we cry, we hold space for each other.
And sometimes you push me to do things that otherwise I wouldn't do. You be like, I think this is yours. Like last night, you were like, well, Goddess Aya says that you know what this is, so you need to channel it. I'm like,
Goddess Ningal.
Yeah, Goddess Ningal. Sorry, yeah. Goddess Ningal. Yeah. I was like, but I feel like also I'm the type of person that it's not that I'm not ambitious, but sometimes I'm just like when we met, or like when we first started talking, I was like, oh, I saw this, but I was just like, whatever. Like I get these synchronicities and I just like let them go. I just sit on them.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, maybe you should look into it. I was like, really?
Unfold them. Yes. Unfold them.
And that's how I got into the geomancy. You're like, oh, what is that? You should look into it. I was like, do it later.
Yeah. Before you know it, Patrick's gonna be opening portals for everybody. So
I just, I got my little green. I remember you were like, this notebook looks like the writing that Patrick has. And I think that's like right before I started my little green book of madness.
Yes.
Just like doing everything. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I think that was pretty much the order in which I found y'all. So Russell got a shout out from, I think, San and Cindy last year. Yeah. And so his Mirror Souls video popped up on my timeline. And that's when I watched Russell. I was like, oh, like he's really cool. Yeah. And so I was watching for a while before I would say anything. And he would mention you and Rob. He was like, Miss Remy Healings, Miss Remy Healings, Miss Remy Healings. I was like, I don't really need to watch somebody else right now. Even though it was always super like interesting. It was always very much so along like what I would have enjoyed, but I just like never made the jump. And then he was talking about Rob, and I would tell, like, I have crazy dreams like all the time. And he was like, oh, this sounds like the Valkyries that Rob was talking about. So I was like, okay, let me go check out Rob. So then I started popping up on Rob's. And then Rob went live with LB. And that's when I started checking out LB. And then I saw you popping up everywhere. And I was like, okay, I'll check out Miss Remy Healings. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh, why was I not watching her? And I feel like I was like I want to be friends with her. And I was like, I feel like, but then I was like, well, like if we would have connected in the past, I don't know if I would have been where I am to enable all of this to unfold. And I was like, the past is in the past. It's over.
Yeah.
But Corey, hey, happy birthday. Hi. Happy birthday, Hi, Corey. Happy birthday, Corey. Happy birthday. Hey.
Happy birthday, Corey. Oh, Eve's here. Hi, Eve.
Oh, wait, where's she at? Oh, blue name. How did I miss it?
Yes. Yeah, there's a bunch of you guys that have blue names that will pop up.
Yeah, they did, Penelope.
So Founders of Light, Corey, is his birthday today. He's magic number 33. Please go check him out at Founders of Light. And also subscribe to Riokoruk. This is Patrick.
If you don't mind. If you like it, if it hits for you. You started with Remy that led to Russ and Rob.
Oh, I didn't know that, Eve. I didn't know that. I thought you started with Rob because I saw you on Rob, and then That's good to know. And then Dawn says, Russell, that's how I found you. Cindy, San, now Rob and Patrick. Oh,
Oh,
I love that. That's so sweet.
we love you, Corey.
Aw. Thank you, Damien. That's so sweet. So Patrick and I have a special surprise for you guys. Tomorrow we are going to be dropping Gate 7, and we did it together. I honestly, it was very fluid. Like I kind of messed up on the first one. I got nervous. Like my title just like blah, 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 blah. Like my words just didn't go well. And then I don't know, my mind gets like jumbled sometimes. And then I don't know, by the second one, we were just like flowing and we did it all in like one shot and we just flowed. So we're gonna drop Gate 7 tomorrow. And you know what, Gate 7 is all about our inner warrior within ourselves rising, but also assembling our inner warrior within ourselves, but also assembling other inner warriors to come together. This is all about togetherness. So that is why we are here connecting with all of you right now live. I don't know, we just kind of came out of that reading and we're just like, we feel good.
Yeah. And like because like watching it, I'm like, oh, these energies, like I'm so intimidated. But like again, like with you, like it just flowed. I was like, oh, okay.
It
Like
wasn't
this
that
is
bad. It wasn't that
right.
bad. It wasn't. See, things aren't as bad when we work together. And I think that's also like a hidden like little message in there. So
I mean, there was that one card that came out that was like referenced constantly, the circle.
wait,
So
oh yes, exactly. The
yeah.
circle came
And
out
it was
there.
very much like that energy.
Yeah.
So and I think
Yes.
also because I remember you said that towards the end, like this is something that we've been building up to. And I think like communities have also been strengthening and getting tighter. And we're starting to see, since we hold an authentic space and we speak from that space, other people hold authentic spaces and they speak from those spaces. And now I'm like, oh, like this was them and that's them. And it's like, it's all together. Like when you were talking about how the fairy realms like remind you of Eve and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
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 And it's like, because we all show up, we get to make those connections. So.
Yeah. Like the fairies remind me of Eve. You're very like galactic. So is Corey. Corey is very galactic. And like Rob is very like intellectual. Like he has this beautiful blend with his channeled messages and his his intellectualism as well as his previous job being a psychotherapist. Is that right? Psychotherapist? Um,
I think so.
like Russell is just like out of this world. Like I don't know. He's just like beyond anything that I can like fathom. You know, he's just like such a beautiful pure light. He is just out of this world, gifted and magical. He just brings everything. He can weave everything. um yeah, so it's really beautiful how everyone is like coming into their magic, coming into themselves. And I think we just wanted to extend this and like pick up on your energies. Maybe Patrick, you can share some of your experiences. I can share some of my own experiences too. We can, would love to hear from you guys about your experiences coming into your inner warriors. What are you guys doing, standing up for yourselves right now? How are you standing up for yourselves? What are you fighting for? And how are you helping community? How are you helping the community? Or what are you striving for to help the community? We can just have like a lovely conversation and talk about this energy right now in the collective.
Okay. So I think for me, I feel like what initiates me into a lot of what I do is and the super like stereotypical cheesy like I'm here to support the collective and to make sure that well for me it's less about the ascending of the collective, and it's more about holding space for the collective. And so like I noticed one day that I don't know, I was just in my room thinking about free will, but then also thinking about like what it is like to live on earth. And I'm like, how is it really like free will and free choice if we see that, you know, like to be successful in business, you got to take advantage of people, you got to cut corners. To be this, like, just in general, it seemed that in order to make it ahead, you had to compete against someone else. And then I was like, well, you know, if it was truly free, I feel like there would be some representation on the other side. You can be someone who's super selfless and super giving and super compassionate and be just as wildly successful and famous or whatever else as everybody else. And then I was like, okay, I'm taking this to cosmic court because something ain't right. And, you know, of course, this was just a conversation within me. Um, and then last year, I feel like for me, it's like I don't like seeing people being dismissed or like not taken seriously. Um, and so last year, I guess I started vocalizing some things and it started to get a little hot and a little fiery. And also, I was sort of like seeing how sometimes, even though we want things, we don't necessarily do what we need to get them. And so it's very much like I was saying in the video. It's like the more I want to do and the more that I call forward, the more that is required from me. But when it comes to being all of that, here's all this resistance, here's all this like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And so it was having to work through that. And for me, like one of the things that makes it the easiest for me is it's love. It's like you said, maybe in the mandala or before that. It's like, no, I think that was in the holding space and wine time. It's like
And the live, yeah.
yeah. And for me, it was all about the people that I do it for. And it's about maintaining the sort of sacredness of our experiences down here. And if I want to be in a position to be able to affect anything, no matter how small, I have to be more me. I have to be more authentic. I have to be more true. And if I got to work through some resistance to do that, then unfortunately or fortunately, that's what I do. So,
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. Patrick is actually one of like the best listeners. Like when you talk to him, Patrick just like is so quiet. He's so attentive. And you have the memory of an elephant because the elephant like remembers everything. It's funny because you remember a lot of things about a lot of people. And yet you like don't really remember that much about like yourself. And then I'm like, don't you remember that? You said this, or you're like, no, I don't remember that. But it's funny because like when it comes to me, I don't really remember much about like things that I channel, but you're over here like, hey, remember when you said this and this and that? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that's right. So it's just so beautiful to like have someone actually listen to you and hold space for you. So thank you so much for doing that, Patrick. I totally appreciate that. And I know everyone's like, oh, respect. He is honestly you're such a beautiful person. I don't want to get emotional, but you really are.
I remember that one day. It was after, it had to be gate 5. Yeah, it was after gate 5 with Goddess Aya in the morning, because, you know, we talk in the morning.
Yeah.
You're like, what did you think about the energy clothing? I was like, what? And you like, you know, from the video, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I watched the video, and then you sent me that clip. And I was like, I feel like that's the only part of this that I just don't remember. For one part, and and I love that, like, sometimes now, like if we're talking or something and like your mind kind of wanders a little bit, or if you forgot something, you're like, oh, I'm pulling a Patrick.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm here. But sometimes my brain is just somewhere. I don't know. But I also appreciate like everything you do for me, and like being someone that I can share space. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cancer season is over. What is this? For being someone that I can share space with so authentically, I thank you for that. There we go.
Thank you.
So the name Riokoruk was random, more or less. So me and Marceline, Vampire Queen, asked me why I picked the name Riokoruk. Um, and I got a name in a dream when I was a kid, and I was playing pretend with my brother, and he got the same name. And so the name Riokoruk is a variation of that name, just jumbled up. And when I made this account, Google had not yet acquired YouTube, and I needed a name, so I typed in a random name. But now that Google bought YouTube, I can't change it. So it's a legacy account. It's old from before the merge. But yeah, that's how I got this name.
Oh, the Time Master is at the bottom.
What? I need
That
that.
is, I know that the Time Master is Russell. Like, I even told him, I'm like, you need to message the illustrator of this deck and be like, excuse me, like you used a picture of me without my.
I would like my percentage in royalties.
I would like my royalties for that, please. Then.
Right? I remember like the Time Master was everywhere. Like every time Russell did a reading, Time Master would come out. And then after like a few weeks, I was like, okay, where's the Time Master? Like, we haven't seen him. What's going on? I would comment, like, you would probably see me in the live, like, Time Master, where's the Time Master? Hey, Russell, where's the Time Master? I haven't seen the Time Master in a while. And then he went to the Great Dolmen, and the Time Master came out after the whole experience there with Merlin. And I was like, okay, so this is where the Time Master was. But one of these days, I feel like Russell is just going to show us.
I just want to say something to Pan Pan. Can you stop saying that it's a love match? Like, just because you see a female and a male getting along and getting together and like spreading love does not mean that it's like a romantic love relationship. So like, can you stop with that? Because it's really annoying and I'm going to block your ass.
And that's actually one of the things that we talked about in the video. It was about being able to hold space for each other and being able to show up. And oh, you good. Ariel, hey.
My sacred rage is not yet released. So like, beware. I'm going to release my sacred rage. This is a match that was in the match box called Red Bird. And this was the match, like they're fused, literally fused. So LB, Lauren at Untitled Tarot, if you guys don't follow her, please go follow her. I'm going to burn it, like I'm going to use the match on a candle. I'm gonna release my sacred rage when I feel like it. Actually, I have to release it soon. It's like
I feel like I went live last night and it came out a little. I didn't even know it was there. It just crept up on me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hold on, Pan. You're saying I'm getting angry, so it must be true. You're actually ridiculously stupid. So fuck off. How about that for angry?
Bye.
Bye.
Let me make sure I got the right user. And hi, user from channel.
Bye, Pan. Pan, you can't comment anymore, but you're probably still watching. So have fun watching and can't commenting. You can't comment. I hope that you enjoy that.
Did you see that? The dragon just came out.
Like the ignorance is just like ridiculous. Anyways, let's transmute that shit. let's transmute. Okay. So yeah, we're all assembling, and I want everybody here to step into their personal power. We were talking about this on the live that I did, that I deleted, because I wanted to have that live like for the moment that you were all there. So I actually deleted the live because I wanted it to be for the group that was there who needed that for the moment. I'm probably going to do that more often, to hold spaces and sessions live with people, but I'm not going to say the live. It's going to be for people who are felt called for, people called to attend, called to join in the space, because it was actually quite healing. Oh, there's that Leo energy. There's that inner strength that is assembling. So I want to do that more often, because I feel like that's also in alignment to my purpose and to what I have to be doing right now. Is I'm a healer. So my great grandmother Nyla, she was a healer back in her day. She was a very powerful healer. She actually, just like Goddess Gula, she worked with a lot of herbal medicine. She transmuted a lot of people's emotional pain into wisdom, into healed energy. She actually even healed ailments, certain illnesses, diseases that people were experiencing, because there was not a lot of advanced medicine. So a lot of their medicine back in the day was herbal medicine. So she is trying to teach me to be more holistic and to use more of the herbs for healing and connecting with the earth. So that's my next step for healing, which is something that I am journeying through. And so my great grandmother Nyla is, she also dealt with abuse. My dad actually told me that she went through physical abuse with her husband. My dad said that she always complained about her husband, hitting her and abusing her. So it's, I went through something similar with an abusive partner. And it's interesting because like when I went through that, I felt a surge of my ancestors like come through me. And I actually, when I healed that aspect of myself, I healed that lineage for all of them too. And that was actually one of the first things that I've ever healed, because I didn't stay dwelling in that energy for long. It was something that was the very first thing that came up for me that healed more than anything else, which is really interesting, because I felt like my ancestors were like right there behind me, and my great grandmother. So a lot of my sacred rage right now is also coming from them. So I have to, when I transmute, I think this is why this is fused like that. I feel like I'm carrying a lot of the sacred rage that's not only coming from me, but it's also coming from my ancestors. Maybe that's why it's fused like that. You know what I mean? Like that. Oh, that's really interesting. So I'm actually going to clear a lot of this rage, not only for myself, but for my ancestors. Oh, I feel that. I'm sweating now. It's awkward. Sweating.
Yeah, I'm also getting like a little warm.
It's glistening.
That's why I was in the store. I love random Walmart people. Especially when I'm with my mom. I was in Walmart with my mom a while ago, and I don't remember if we were in the deodorants or what. And I said something to my mom, and then some random lady was like, "Women don't sweat, we glisten." I was like, "Okay, work."
I like that. Every time I sweat during a reading, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm glistening.
But I think that's one of the things that, in some ways, because so like, I always take I try to take a balanced approach of like, spiritually, that was an ancestral thing for you to heal in your line. But also like, as a person who is a person, it's like, well, can I like not have other people's stuff to work through and heal as well as my own, because I'm just trying to do my best right now. But I think it's so beautiful that like you get to clear it back, but also clear it forward.
Right.
And not only like within your line, but and that's something else that we talked about a little bit in the Gate 7 reading, was that like how that ripples out into other people who are also clearing that within their own lines. And that can be a little bit of that upload, download sort of escape. And so like if I'm creating a portal out here,
Yeah.
it's to create an opportunity. Because
Yeah.
we all got free will at the end of the day. So you ain't got to take the medicine. You ain't got to take eagle medicine. You don't have to take the night medicine. But you can if you want. It's there. But I'm
The
so
night
like,
medicine make you sleepy. Just as an FYI.
I was gonna do that last. I didn't even do that last night. My dreams were still like,
I feel like your dreams are gonna be like even more amplified because when I did it, I actually had dreams that were pretty intense for 2 nights straight. So
was that when you had the dream with Anana Ishtar and the
yeah,
dragons?
that was the night of. That was the night of where I heard her and I took a breath in and I woke up. And then I went back to sleep and the dragons incinerated me into ashes. And then I rose from the ashes. And here I am.
Oh.
Mystical shaman. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a mystical shaman.
No, but yeah. Why not? It's in your
No.
line. It's in your blood. You got it. See, you can't.
No,
You can't.
I think I'm like transitioning to a medicine woman. That's what I'm transitioning into because I've always felt it. Remember when I was telling you, like, I always, like, when I played World of Warcraft, I was always a healer. And I was 13, 14, 15. Like, I knew nothing about healing or spirituality or like anything like that. You know what I mean? I just like always knew that I was connected to something that I couldn't explain. I always talked to my angels, but I didn't know what my angels were or who they were, excuse me. And so like I always was a healer. I played World of Warcraft. I was a druid healer. I was a night elf priest healer. I turned into a tree. Okay, World of Warcraft, when you're a druid healer, you literally you morph into a tree, and when you're in the tree form, you can actually heal other people. So I feel like I have been like on this journey like my entire life. I just had like no knowledge of it until now. So I think the more that I'm transforming, the more that we're all transforming, I feel like the more we are actually understanding our gifts for the world. And so I think I'm becoming a medicine woman. I am going to work with herbs. What medicine am I talking about? Herbal medicine, like working with the earth, working with the herbs, natural medicine. So that's something that I am embarking on because it's part of me. It's part of my ancestral lineage and knowledge.
I just saw Mean Marceline says she loves WoW. I love WoW too. And
we were thinking of playing again.
Yeah, making a guild. We could all like raid and do stuff. It'd be so fun. I'm like, yes, I'm into it.
I would love to take out like that rage on like other people too in the game. Like, yeah, that would be nice.
I know one of my friends, she took up kickboxing and she loves it.
I was thinking of doing that. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what we're doing, the Sweat Lodge right now.
Right.
I feel like everybody is in their own like personal Sweat Lodge. Right? A lot of people are like feeling overheated. It's just like upgrading frequency. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling a pull to their true gifts and to that inner voice that has always been there, that inner voice that is laying dormant, waiting for you to turn on your inner eye to see it. Absolutely.
Waiting to rise and just bust up out the earth.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
what?
all in the
I don't even remember planting that. What's this? That's that yellow electric seed. Happy yellow electric seed year.
Yes.
It started today. Are we still in the middle of that like monster void moon?
I think we're in it, like right now, right? I think someone said that, like we're in it.
I know
Okay.
Russ was talking about it, but I wish I had like. Oh, I just got a deck.
Which one?
The Angel Tarot.
Yes. Okay. Pull a card from there.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, so
It's getting hot in here. Oh, did I freeze or did you freeze? Who's frozen?
completely butcher these names. Now Rob got me all nervous. I'm like, oh. The Unstoppable all morning in your head. Ooh. I think for my own path though, like I've been really wanting to be, and Rob shared an article on from Rob's Tarot, of course, shared an article on his community page that Reiki was more effective than placebos. And like where I want to be, like I want to be someone like legitimizing those things to facilitate and assist the transition into like more natural medicines.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's already happening. Oh, Michael's here.
Oh,
Okay.
Archangel Michael.
I'm like, two cards flew out. So the two cards that flew out, one of them is Seven of Cups, Asalia, God the Just Judge. And it says, contemplation makes the truth known in legal proceedings. And there's a little hourglass there, very time mastered, the guys. And then the other card is Lehahaya. It's the King of Pentacles, and it's the adored God. And it says, obedience causes harmony and peace, calms anger in anyone. So it may be time to release that sacred rage here. But I think like part of it though, I think it is about, and we kind of sort of talked about it in Gate 7, it's holding it long enough not to be transformed by it, but it's holding it long enough to see when and where you need to use it and to like what amounts. It allows you to temper it. And that's that holy and fearsome energy, to be holy and fearsome. And then, you know, of course, Michael, the chariot, who was like God, came out. And this is perseverance, success in conflict, and overcoming adversity. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Success in conflict and calming anger. So I feel like these two together is very much that holy and fearsome.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when LB uploaded that, and I think you shared it earlier today or last night, the Fallacy of Feminism video.
Yeah.
And like she was like very calm in that video, but as she was talking, I'm like, whoo!
Yeah, I cried in the middle of it because I felt her power just like surge, and it met with my power within me. It met with my anger that I had. And so when that energy met together, I couldn't contain myself and I just like started to cry because it just touched on a lot of the truth that I was feeling and the truth that we all feel collectively and the power and the anger that we all feel collectively. But she honestly was just so magical in that because she alchemized that power and that anger into something so educational and wonderful and focused. So that was my inspiration today for wanting to transmute my sacred rage. But I don't have any more black candles. I'm waiting for my black candles to come tomorrow and then I'm going to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, I was low key, like honestly, going into that, I was like, there's a time to be angry and blah 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 blah. But like watching her just so almost like effortlessly and masterfully go, I was like, okay, all right.
Do that. I could do that.
Right?
Like I don't need to yell at anybody. It's okay. No, but it's true. It really is true because and we were talking a little bit about that in the Gate 7, right? About having constructive conversations, having proper dialogue, and reach a resolution with getting to the root of the issue without being volatile, right? Without that war energy of like, I'm going to cut your head off and like stab you and kill you, whatever. Instead, like having an actual discussion and a dialogue constructively will bring forward the change rather than the destruction. And I think that's the direction that we're all headed, is change and that resolve.
Ooh, I'm starting to get warm.
All right,
I mean, I was already warm, but
I know. I'm gonna pull one from here. So everyone's getting into their inner warrior. I can feel it. I can feel it in the collective too. Even in that reading yesterday, I read all your comments. Everyone is just releasing, letting go, right? Everyone's doing this today. I can feel it. Everyone's releasing and letting go and purging. And that's going to make room for the rise of your inner warrior. So let's see.
Who is it?
Like mine is definitely here right now, but mine's trying to balance the holy and the fearsome. So I'm not too fearsome. Oh, you have here the council. Oh, look at that, the luminous warrior at the bottom.
Hey! Somebody mentioned the council earlier too. I saw a comment that said council.
And you got the arrow again at the bottom. But that's that energy, like that's your luminous warrior dormant in stasis. And here, like it's changing, it's shifting, it's rising. Look at the arrow, it's rising. Your luminous warrior, your inner warrior is no longer going to be dormant, no longer going to be in the stasis energy. Your luminous warrior that is within you is rising, is waking up. It's so beautiful. I love that. That's that council energy too, like that, the watchful eyes.
Yeah. And I think like the council and the luminous warrior could be that energy of a council of luminous warriors.
Oh yeah.
Them assembling, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
The council of luminous warriors. I like that. I like that a lot.
I just got Lekabel. God the teacher, intellectual talent, and provides knowledge. That's interesting. I like that banner energy, though. I feel like there's something in that. Oh, this reminds me of the Eight of Air. What is this? The Eight of Pentacles? The thing about like being above a situation and then being able to read sort of everything, but it's like when you're in the council energy, that's where like all the discussion happens. But then the luminous warrior comes down and they're like, they embody all of that. And they are all of that. And that's that change champion energy.
Yeah.
On the ground. And I'm like, whoo. Oh my gosh.
Y'all are on the ground.
When they say boots on the ground, they mean like all of us down here. So happy luminous warrioring.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of councils, I think. Oops.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta go to the Earth Gaia Tarot.
Where do I want to go?
BRB.
All right. I'm gonna come to the Tarot Apocalypse. I low key. I don't know if I'm feeling her, if I want her to come out. I just want to see like Goddess Inanna and the Empress card in this deck. Maybe she won't come out though. You know, maybe she won't. Maybe she will. Me too.
I love her. She's so powerful.
Oh look, there she is at the cut right there.
Oh, hey girl.
She's like so like sensual and powerful in this card. I was like, what?
Yes, she's so beautiful.
Ooh, with the Three of Cups. I like that.
Oh, let's see the Three
and
of
there's
Cups
an
closer.
energy. Yeah, like masks off.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Try not to. And there's the see, there's an energy here. I've never noticed it. But the stone figure is very like goddess energy. But like there's this portal behind it. And the sun is up here.
A portal looks like the portal behind the luminous warrior.
Yeah. And it feels like it's breathing life into the statue.
Yeah.
And it's bringing it back. Those ancient sort of energies. Do luminous warriors fight luminous wars? I feel like luminous warriors fight all wars. Maybe. I think that's my thing. To stop saying maybe.
I feel like you may be saying like do light warriors fight light wars? No. Like luminous warriors, like your inner warrior, the council of luminous warriors are here on earth to fight all wars, to fight not just the light.
Yeah.
Not just the spiritual warfare. I feel like maybe that's what you're referring to, because yes, spiritual warfare, yes, spiritual warfares are going on, but there are also conflicts here on earth that need resolve, right?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like too, it's an energy of like how we show up to those situations. And as we get more sensitive, as we expand and grow, there are going to be like subtler forces and like spiritual things, but also very much so like us standing in that light, standing in that power, addressing the very real conflicts and situations on this planet that we sort of face and go through day to day, like you said. So
yeah, like Ariel, they don't fight wars, they bring change. So in that video that I did about change warriors, okay, change champions, okay, that's what we mean about fighting. That's what we mean about these wars. Like we are here to become change champions, to become change warriors by influencing change without authority, because that is what we have been accustomed to throughout society. We have been preconditioned to follow, to conform to rules and to governing structures and systems that have been actually hindering us and furthering our growth and our development as a society. So we are here to start to influence change without authority by being in our authenticity, by being in our authentic truth as inner warriors.
yeah. And I feel like, as you said, that the Ten of Swords came out with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is the way sort of society has been structured after generation after generation after generation of war and fighting and taking back and reclaiming and all of that. But it's like this is the Valkyrie coming for the warrior on the battlefield. But with the Ace of Cups in reverse with the blood here, it's like a bloodless war. It's not about going out and shedding and spilling blood in the name of, something else. Yeah. It's about embodying. And I feel like so much of the energy right now, it's just calling for us to be purely and authentically who we are. Yeah. And if we can do that, there are moments when the authenticity of you is going to say something needs to be said here, something needs to be done here. And you do it. There are also other moments when it's just like, this person needs a kind word or whatever, and you do that.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, we bring change by letting our soul truth show. Exactly. And in tomorrow's Gate 7 reading that we're going to drop for you guys, it's, we have a voice of truth that is alive right now. A lot of us are coming into our voice of truth, and that voice of truth is unique to you. It does not conform. It does not bend to anybody. It's your voice of truth. It's yours. It's constant. No matter how the world changes, no matter what chaos is in this world, your voice of truth is your voice of truth, and it is constant. And it is yours. And that is how you can influence other people. That's how you can influence change, how you can influence goodness, how you can pour a little bit of honey. You can pour a little bit of love everywhere you go, because you are authentically you. And that is what the world needs. The world needs more authentic people. The world doesn't need any more, governing systems and this and that and wars. The world doesn't need any more of that. The world needs more peaceful warriors. The world needs more people who are authentic and who do not conform.
Hey, there's LB.
Hey girl.
Do I have cards in reverse or something? Oh, I do. I got cards up right in reverse. Nine of Wands just came out in reverse. I like that. Because I feel like the Nine of Wands can be it's a very combative energy and a way of like holding one's ground. And I feel like in this one, this Nine of Wands feels very like passed on from one generation to another, right? And so there's this energy here where it's like this is us no longer sort of fighting the wars of our ancestors in a time where like so many people like don't even want it. Like it feels like if you talk to the actual people, they're more interested in peace. And they're like, it's like it's old news, I don't have to continue to do this, because I think we're also realizing it's sort of that an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. But it's like if we do something to retaliate against them, that's just something for them to retaliate against us for. And then we retaliate against that retaliation. And it's this like endless cycle. And it's like, do we ever stop to think that, like, how would we effectively break this?
Yeah.
By like not playing the game anymore. Maybe. Is that? Oh, that's the Lover's card in the Pride Tarot. Oops.
I got the
I don't know who.
The Nine of Pentacles. Has the scrying bowl there too, with a butterfly and a snake. It's interesting.
Both of those are energies of transformation.
Yeah.
But the snake transformation involves a whole lot of stuff. The snake transformation, it's like it's easy to see as evil or bad or to misconstrue because it's right. The snake. Let's see. I don't know what it's around.
Mm-hmm.
So warm.
Misery chain. Mm-hmm. Don't become what you're fighting against. Yep, exactly. It's like when you're healing, right? When you're healing, when you go through like trauma, when you go through hurt, when you have been heartbroken, you don't become those things that have been done to you, right? You have to heal through that. You don't become what was done to you.
Yeah. And so it reminds me of the Lover's card in the Pride Tarot. And it has that energy of an army of lovers shall not fall or something. Or an army of lovers cannot lose. That's what it is.
Oh, that's beautiful.
An army of lovers cannot lose. And it was in between the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands.
Oh, wow.
But the Ten of Wands in this deck, this is all about us in some ways coming to terms with our authenticity, because it's the story of this character who looks both old and young, both feminine and masculine, who never holds a space, or who never finds a space. And so they go to the mountains to seek an audience with the gods to ask why they were given such a hard existence. And they reply, because you can take it, because you're strong, and because you can blaze the trail, and because you can clear the way for those behind you who may not be as strong, or who are involved in situations where like maybe it's a little more dangerous or in whatever way. And so it's this energy of like what we go through in order to clear space for everyone else. And it goes back to that energy you were talking about of when you heal that, it heals through your line. It goes backwards and forwards, and it extends outwards. And like this Two of Cups energy, like it's also about spirit knowing where we are right now when we're going where we're going. It's like we know that there's been a lot of war. We know that what our nature has become because of how we've been nurtured. And so it's also like recognizing that it may be a difficult path to get to this Two of Cups energy where we can set our differences aside and still come together without forcing conformity on others. Right? And it's that army of lovers that cannot lose.
It's beautiful. I love that.
It all comes back.
Shiv is saying the literature shows that generally people abused as children go on to abuse as adults. I mean, yeah. And that's what a lot of people are healing. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of people are working through to change that, to break that. That goes back to what Eve was saying, breaking that link. Wayne is saying, I don't think I'm as strong as spirit thinks I am. You're going to surprise yourself, Wayne. You're really going to surprise yourself. You really don't know how strong you are until you, and I was saying this early when we were going live the other day when I went live. You don't know how strong you are until you step outside of your comfort zone. You really don't know what you're capable of until you try. See what you're capable of. See what you are made of. Your inner truth is there to guide you. Your inner truth is there speaking right back at you. Listen to what it is saying. It's going to be different than everybody else's inner truth. And I think that's where we need to start to draw the line, is to stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing your journey to other people. Look at yourself, because everybody has a natural clock. Everybody has a natural rhythm to their healing. I can guarantee you that you are just as strong as spirit believes you are and knows you are. And like they say, God and the universe never give you anything that you cannot handle. It's just like that butterfly in the Eight of Swords that we were talking about. You're the butterfly already, Wayne. You're that butterfly already. Don't you dare go and try to fit back into that caterpillar cocoon, because it won't fit. It won't fit.
Oh. Sorry. I mean, LB's coming like a woman is like a tea bag. What? You never know how strong it is until you put it in hot water. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's perfect. You have to,
and I also like what
immerse yourself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I also like what you said about that internal clock within you.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I remember before I decided to take charge of my life, like I had so many people who were like, you wouldn't be put in any situation that you weren't able to handle. And like, look at this person and that person, like they have disabilities and they can do this and they can do that. And I was like, okay, well, that's them and I'm not them. So I don't know how that's helpful for me. But it's like where I was mentally at that time too, I didn't want to be healed. I didn't want any of that. And so I kind of sort of had to sit in it until that clock was within me was like, okay, it's time to wake up. It's time to do stuff. It's time for everything to change. And it's like, for me, things had to get so bad or so scary before I was like, okay, like something might actually happen. So let me go and start doing stuff. And sometimes it is that when your time comes, the strength comes forward. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, and the Empress at the bottom of the deck. It's not a Nana Ishtar, but she's still good.
That's beautiful, Lauren. Your mind and body has to be a safe place for you. Your spirit cannot be battleground in which you wage war against yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been like looking at this energy and I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? And it's there's a snake that's wrapped around here. It's a very baby snake, right? It's wrapped around the scrying bowl. And then you have the snake here that's like grown up. It's like a grown up snake and it's wrapped around and coiling around this the cosmic egg. It's like so interesting.
Is that a baby inside of the egg?
Yeah, it's a baby.
Is that one of those spirit babies waiting to
Let's
be
see.
born?
Trust me, I've been feeling these spirit babies for a while. But there's a lot of things that need to be transmuted right now here on Earth. I don't know why these spirit babies are coming forward. But there's a lot of like children frequency right now here on Earth that need to be released and shed. I feel like it stems from what the conversation that we were having earlier in our group about abused children and children who have gone through trauma, children who have died that are their souls are still here on Earth and they're having trouble finding their way. There's a lot of energy of that needs to be cleared, and then you have more here of like these spirit babies and spirit children, and I don't know why they're coming forward to me. But yeah, they're looking to be incarnated, but there needs to be a shift in the earth first. And I don't know much about this. It's just like I keep getting channeled it and I don't know how to articulate it just yet. But this is a change. This is a really big shift. I don't know. I can see like how much the snake has grown like over time. Like I keep seeing the cyclical shedding and shedding transformation. Like it feels very cyclical because the snake here is wrapped and coiled around the scrying bowl, and it's a very like small snake. So I can see like this growth that is occurring very cyclically over time. And it's like finally where it reaches this precipice, it's finally having this like moment of a final shedding before a rebirth can occur. And I feel like it's almost like this, what you were saying, or I think Lauren was saying, no, you were saying it. It's like something happens where your inner warrior just like comes out, just like unleashes itself, just pushes through that threshold. That's what it kind of feels like. It's like an experience, a moment, a situation, a challenge that calls forward your luminous warrior, that calls forward your inner warrior to really break through and to showcase itself in your immediate reality and to stand firm and to stand forward is the energy that I'm feeling here. It's like that moment of rebirth, but your moment of rebirth is stronger than you realize. It's your inner warrior that is coming out and forward in this rebirth frequency, because it's just time. There's a moment though that calls it forward, is the energy that I'm getting here, which is really interesting.
Yeah. And I think that came up in the volcano in the Ten of Voices.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Eva saying, do any of the spirit children play piano for you? I had one visit and they were playing beautiful piano music for me. No, none of them have. That's interesting, Eve. Maybe we need to talk. Maybe like we have a link to these spirit babies. Ariel is also, as the vibration of humans raises, higher vibrational souls are coming in. I have one of them, but there are many more coming, even higher vibrational ever incarnated for. Wow. Lauren is saying, I think there's to be said for the consequences of chance. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you don't get dealt with your hand. It's what you do with the cards you've dealt that defines you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that I'll be really talked about in her shadow work in real time video.
Yeah.
And that's one of like I was catching up with one of my friends today, the other day, the day before yesterday. And she's a Pisces sun and moon. I don't know how she does it. Pisces sun is enough emotions for me. Woo! But she was saying that she saw a video like, you know, sometimes bad stuff just happens. Yeah. And it's not about like what you did to deserve it or anything. But I've become like my own personal philosophy has become like, even if everything doesn't happen for a reason, I'm going to make sure that it does in my life. Because if I had to go through that crappy experience, the least I can do for me is try to turn it into something to build myself up moving forward. Because I mean, it just, for me, it mentally feels better, you know, to be like, okay,
Um,
but let me try to
yeah,
turn this into something.
yeah. I love that, Lauren. Absolutely. Yeah, Laura. Yeah, it's never to hurt you. Everything is working out for you, not against you. Hmm.
I know Ariel was saying those spirit babies are coming for her,
I
but I
know.
think,
Ariel, we gotta talk too. I gotta talk to both of you, Ariel and you.
um,
I
but I think
had
it
a, I
also,
had a dream that I was giving birth. If you're being called to have a child right now, this is why. I'm gonna have a child soon. I can feel it. I had a dream that I was giving birth. But with who?
right? Like, where's the father? Can I get anything on that? And like, no,
Can
just
we
see the
get some
father.
like insight, please? Like, but with who?
Right. I had a dream that I was pregnant one time. It was so weird.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Like
so
my legs
cool.
hurt and my back hurt. I couldn't even walk. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, this is so weird. I'm just glad I don't have to go through it in real life. I feel like they knew what they were doing when they made me because my pain tolerance is so low.
Tolerance sucks.
I'm like, I would pass out on the table, just like it hurt too much. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But I think it also goes to like the space that we're creating. Like
Mhm.
Ariella is saying, you know, as we raise the vibration, higher vibrational energies
I
are
mean,
now, yeah.
yeah.
So that's who we're doing it for. We're doing it for the kids that we may not have yet, or the ancestors that come further down our lines.
Yeah. That's why I feel like this is like like I'm preparing for that. It's interesting how that is unfolding. I love what Lauren said. Sometimes we can get so fixated on why something happened that it can stop us from figuring out how to move forward. So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh, wow, we going there. I like it.
Mm. I mean, this is the energy right now. This is the energy.
Grace Kalimaya said she had a dream she was giving birth to, but she thinks it was more a message than literal, but she could feel it all. That's the thing about dreams. It's like you can feel everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like, I'm never going to be pregnant. I like that card.
Look at that. This is one of my favorites. I always see this as a seed of self that has grown. Like you're sitting like a Yggdrasil tree, or you're sitting with your personal customized Yggdrasil tree. And there are these burnishings on the shoulders are like energies that are burning away, like energies that are just no longer part of you. Or I think I talked about this in the mandala reading, where we need to start to understand what experiences stopped calling forward some of our aspects, because some of us are holding on to aspects of ourselves that we are no longer, and but so we are no longer those aspects, but we're still holding on to them. So some of us are releasing those aspects of ourselves that which our experiences have stopped calling forward. So it's almost like burnishing away those energies that are just no longer needed and coming forward. This is another like luminous warrior frequency. I don't know. It kind of feels like, you know, how I was talking about in WoW, how the druid healers turn into a tree to heal. It's almost like everyone is going to bring forward their inner warrior is going to bring something very special, something very different to the world. It's something that is unique to you. I don't know, it feels very unique, very different. Like these are still warrior frequencies, but they feel very different. And then you have the king of fire here with that Leo energy.
Is that a third eye up there in the
Yeah, it is.
flames?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. That's hot. I'm always pregnant with emotion.
Remind me when you get done to tell you what the spirit be. Okay.
Woo! Oh snap! But yeah, I think like when that card came up in the tier cycle of runes, I was like, and with the Super Saiyan other energy from Dragon Ball Z, I
Yeah.
loved it. Why are these? I put these cards all upright. Five of Swords just came out in reverse.
Oh.
With the Three of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, though. I like that energy. I feel like it goes back to what we were saying earlier of no longer external. It's like no longer projecting. It's like when we project our pain onto others, but we do it in physical ways to hurt them. Like when we're acting from these spaces of hurt and pain, it's like not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And behind that is the Queen of Cups, which is a healing frequency. And I think this might be Hecate. No. See, there's that golden apple. Eris had the golden apple. That's what started the Trojan War, I think, or one of the things. And it's like Eris wasn't invited to the party. And so she threw in this golden apple for the fairest of all goddesses. And then, all the goddesses had a fight over who was the prettiest. But here that dove is coming in. It's not necessarily to remove that temptation, but it's an energy that echoes those aspects that no longer speak to us. It's like temptations that we no longer fall for. Like things that no longer trigger us. And that's another benefit of coming into our authenticity and standing with so much power. It's like now we don't have anything to prove to anybody else. And it's like, if they cross our boundaries, we can. But it's like, you know what? I'm confident in how I look. I don't have to fight over this golden apple that literally means nothing to prove and validate that I'm the most beautiful. It's like, okay, we're all gorgeous in our own way, right?
Yes, we are.
Who's having kids? Oh, I'm starting to get loosies.
And Paris chose Helen over Aphrodite and shit popped off. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You were reading is that the Iliad? Yeah, because the Odyssey is about Odysseus. I think that's the Iliad. See, and then this Nine of Wands came out again.
So now you don't even want kids. And this conversation is giving you baby fever.
That's how I was. I did not want kids until I was like 25, maybe 24. I was on campus walking down the street. I saw a grown man on a bicycle. And I said, I want kids. I was like, what? Excuse me?
I want like 4 kids or like 5. But if my body can give like 4 or 5 kids, I would. I want a bunch. If future husband is watching this and they're like, wow, this girl wants 4 or 5 kids, I'm out.
I mean, maybe he's into it. Maybe he'll want a big family. So.
I don't know. But
I'm good with 2 kids that are fairly close in age. Because I feel like if I have one, they may get lonely or something.
Yeah.
So I get 2. I don't want too many. I mean, once I start having them, who knows? Maybe a dog.
Ariel. I didn't want kids, and my higher self had other plans for me. Aww.
Yes. You helped your sister raise her 4. Anything after 3 is gravy.
Oh, look at the ton of emotions. Ton of cups.
What's all that at the bottom of the
card? That's people. That's just community. This feels like that inner warrior assembly. What is this? What is that?
A higher purpose, maybe?
Maybe.
Or there's an energy of something that they're bringing into the world. They all have a piece of the puzzle to this sort of new earth frequency. Yeah.
Because all of it is trickling down into one of them, right? And it's coming down on another one.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah.
And it's I can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it requires all of them together to bring it into being.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Cool. That is gorgeous.
And it looks like that shape. I think that's the shape of one of the lotus flowers, right? When you see lotuses, they typically have that kind of shape.
Yeah, Elsa, that's all of us here. That's our inner warrior assembly. Someone saying it looks like the sun. Could be.
How do I keep getting cards in reverse? What is happening? I put these all up right. Hello? Oh my gosh. The all gifted came out in reverse. Oh, on top of the wheel. I didn't know that. That's Pandora and Demeter are carries. And the Nine of Pentacles came out upright.
Oh yeah, it does look like a mandala.
Oh yeah, it does. What is this? There's something.
Let me see.
There's an energy here of putting all of the curses sort of like back in the box. Everything that doesn't serve us moving forward, we put back in the box so that we can sort of shift into another season. Maybe. Did you play God of War 3?
Mm-hmm.
You know when Pandora was leading Kratos at the end?
Yes.
And she was like, when I opened the box, it let loose everything. Because he thought that there was something still in the box. And the last thing that came out of the box was hope.
Yeah.
And I got like, oh my God. Yeah. I got emotional. I'm a Pisces. I almost cried. I probably did cry because it was the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we're so wrapped up in everything else that came out of the box, we forget about that hope and we forget about that love. And it's like because we can be so inundated with other things, with so many worries and stuff, and we forget maybe sometimes too that it's a season. And there's this energy with the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is an energy that is too stationary. It's too fixed for this Wheel of Fortune energy. And so what it does is as the wheel turns, it's reminding me of like a rubber band stretching, and it creates all of this tension because the Nine of Pentacles it doesn't know how to let go. And because it doesn't let go, it doesn't make room for all of those things that we don't want to be returned to the box. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about like when we fix ourselves in a situation to prevent things from getting worse, we also, in a way, prevent them from getting any better.
Yeah. And not shutting off energy is interesting because I was shuffling and the Night of Inspiration came out. That's that running free, being free and wild. Instead of holding on tightly, this is us like surrendering in our energy, surrendering to our inner warrior, letting go. It's and this goes back to that energy where Lauren was talking about transmuting the sacred rage into inspiration, into action. And it's like sparking all of these like ideas and movement and momentum forward and creating positive change instead of resistance and anger and resentment in that space where that used to be. And now it's like a different energy in that space and expanding forward, kind of like that Wheel of Fortune, right? That expansion, that energy to move it through, to move it forward. And then the Queen of Swords came out and I'm still looking at her and she gave me a headache. I don't know what she's doing here.
I like that haircut. Right?
I'm like, she's giving me a headache. And you're like, oh, it's like your hair. I'm like, oh, damn it. Is that me?
I'm like, look at her haircut. I love it. Yes, girl.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like,
what's it's interesting.
It's interesting because these are all like ravens or I don't know, ravens or crows. but there's like this white wing that is like wrapped around her, but all around her are like these black wings, right? So it's an interesting polarity here, but it's almost like she's wrapped in like this purity, and like all of these like shadow aspects are around her, but she's, I don't know, it's
Is that you said that was the Queen of Swords or Queen of
yeah,
Voices?
Queen of Voices.
I feel like that's an energy. The Queen of Swords is one of those energies that knows her shadow and is able to utilize it when she needs to. So there's
Mm,
this energy of her sort of being like bathed in light or being of light, but also knowing how to. Actually, it feels like it's like partying in a way. As she like
that's
walks through it, it feels
yeah,
like the shadows are like partying around her.
that's what it feels like. Yeah, Ariel, you got a headache. I have a headache when I'm like trying to channel this energy, and I'm like, I don't want to channel it anymore. I don't know if Lauren can feel anything. I don't know.
Which I got. Let's open this up. You feel like that's how Lauren says she feels like that's how she comes off.
Oh my God, I actually have such a big headache. Like my eyes are hurting me. My temple is hurting.
Yeah, they do almost look like fingers, Elsa. No, that was Grace
Oh.
Kalimaya. She said the top feather's wings almost look like hands mirroring each other.
Mm. She can wear her shadow as a hat and make it look good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, I just got the title card, so.
What's that? The title card?
What, the Prince of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck? Hello, excuse me? Excuse me? The Prince of Wands and the Nine of Swords in reverse. I promise, I'll keep turning cards upright. What's happening? Prince of Pentacles also.
Oh,
He feels
she feels powerful, defiant, but with a purpose, rebel with a cause. Yeah.
with the cause. I love that.
Yeah. Really beautiful. Oh my God, I seriously have a headache right now. It's crazy. Oh, that is a really big one. Yours coming from the back. Like my eyes, I feel like I can't even like, oh my God, it's so weird. As soon as she came out. It can't, oh, Lauren said it. Lauren said she feels powerful, defiant, but with a purpose, a rebel with a cause.
Hey, Tasha. And everyone else I didn't say hi to. Hello. Oh, wait, I think I just felt it for a second.
You felt it too?
A little bit. But then it went away. I'm like, ooh, I can't. I've had enough headaches. Amanda!
Hey,
Hey.
Amanda. Hi.
Spirit says water.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't drink enough water today.
Oh. Oh yeah, I actually did. I filled my thing up before we came.
Mm.
I didn't have enough last night, but she feels like she won't accept entry unless you fully embrace and integrate the shadow first.
Mm.
Okay.
That's right.
What is she guarding? What is she keeping people from entering? Can we see?
Lauren's gonna channel the rest. I'm just gonna sit here.
Powering up energy when you see it.
Oh, interesting. Clarity.
Her swords are cutting and clearing your mind to make room for the truth. Grace Kalimaya said.
No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh.
Outside influences. Soul Lunar said. I
Mm.
can't wait until Russell. I can't wait until that rune deck comes out. I
No,
would totally pull a rune for this.
I'm
The
excited.
pathway. These cards aren't saying anything.
Which deck are you using?
The Tarot Apocalypsis.
Mm.
I might grab these two though.
It feels like she's guarding deeper or ancient secrets.
That I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes there's this energy that comes up of things that it's like whenever you watch a movie or you play a game or whatever, and it's like if this fell into the wrong hands, it would spell disaster for the entire planet or whatever. I feel like there are some of those watcher frequencies that make sure that we're not like that wrong hands person when it comes to finding out what lies beyond. So it could be that. And she's got her light and her shadow figured out. So you can't put on a show and think that you're going to fool her.
Yeah.
How long have we been live? I gotta eat.
I'm like, I don't know what just happened. Like, I feel like my guys were just like, go to sleep. I'm exhausted all of a sudden. Like, I can't stop.
Maybe there's something they want to tell you.
They better not, because I'm exhausted.
Like, come to bed. We got.
These are definitely like, and like we've been. I mean, I feel like we've been channeling these ancestral gifts, these sacred knowledge or truths for so long. It's been like accumulating in the space within all of us for a while.
The elk came out again.
Yeah. Oh, the elk came out. Yeah, she does feel like Hecate. Yeah. Yeah.
With the spider at the bottom.
When you went live yesterday, when you went live with the high priestess, and like there was a veil that we were crossing, but there were eyes behind the veil. Remember that? Going to be known yet. There are more eyes behind the veil that are not going to be revealed yet. And I think they'll be revealed to us once we integrate more of our shadows. It's like an access. That's what you need to gain access.
Yeah, and that's the Russell talks about. Did that come out with Thogan, the silent Valkyrie? Your shadows are the key, or you take your shadows and mold them into a key to go beyond the veil. It would make sense, right?
Yeah. Channeling the ancestors is a form of mediumship with this, which is yeah, it is really draining. Yeah, like that live, no, not the live, the mandala yesterday was very draining. Like I was just irritated channeling because I was tired. And then the one before that, that collective one, that was also ancient energy. And then the gates, more ancient energy. It's just like too much ancient energy lately. It's like, can we stop for like a day?
They're like, you'll get used to it. Your body, your systems will acclimate to the energy.
I'm actually thinking of like stopping until maybe like Thursday. I'm gonna take a break until Thursday. I don't want to see that right now.
There's that watcher. She's like, who do you think you're talking to? When we say channel, you channel. I'm just playing. Watch
the owl come visit me and stand outside. Like alone, like right now. My parents went to the cottage. I'm with Bunny. Last time I was alone, the power went out, remember?
Yeah, and the storm rolled in.
Yeah, I was by myself.
You're like uncharging my phone in my car. I was like, that's smart. Because I just would have been mad that my phone was dead.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
The zebra made a beeline to your brain. Yeah, whatever happened last night. Dance, monkey, dance. No. I think
basically that's what it feels like.
Who do you want to channel next? Rob, where? Oh, snap.
Hey,
it's Sir Professor Nerdplow of the North. Hello, Sir Professor. I mean, I don't know how much longer we'll be here, but
I'll just like
my legs are starting to swing.
Yeah, I need to get up. I need to like, I don't know, my brain is just like mush now. Guys, like I just like my mind, my body just like checked out.
I feel like my brain is good now because I
I
was
feel
like
like
out of it.
you like get energized when you channel. Like that's what I feel like. When you channel, you get energized. When I channel, I just like I get so drained. I'm just like I'm done. Like I'm done with it all.
I'm like, let's go. I could go for like 5 more
You
hours.
can go like on your
And then like as soon as I ended, I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry. I'm so tired. But yeah.
They
I
made
think
me
I'm
rest for the last few days. I'm moving into my dance monkey phase now.
But yeah, I think that like, excuse me, that day of silence and like when my brain was like wherever my brain was, maybe this is where my brain was. And now it's coming back.
Maybe.
And I was like, oh, this is where you were out there floating wherever while I was over here struggling to like form a sentence I couldn't even speak. Robert.
Hey, Rob. Thank you, Rob. There's some
Thank you.
calm, spend some time with them ancient trees. The lost ancient wisdom is returning and more. Yeah, a lot. There is a lot. There's a lot.
I hugged a tree yesterday with my friend. My mom
That's
got a picture of
beautiful.
us. I was gonna go.
With your friend that you sent, you were at the airport sending her off.
Oh well, she didn't. It wasn't the airport, so she lives like half an hour away.
Mm.
But she's gonna be leaving for Canada next month, and so it was like the last time we were gonna see each other before she left.
Okay.
So she's gonna be in Montreal. Montreal. I don't know how to pronounce it, but my mom was like, "Oh, do that again. I'm gonna take a picture. I'll show you. This is a really big tree."
Yeah, you're right, Lauren. I'm integrating a lot right now. I'm gonna like lay in. What I'm gonna do?
That's us.
I'm gonna lay in my bed and I'm gonna watch.
And the tree.
So cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay in my bed and I'm gonna watch Westworld. That's what I'm gonna do.
I need to start it. There are so many shows on my list.
You have to watch The Witcher.
Every day. The Witcher and what was the other one? Because there were two of them that you said, and I was like, I got to do The Witcher first.
No, you have to do The Witcher first because it's
And then
a shorter series, and then you can watch Westworld. I don't know what other one I said.
I made a note so I wouldn't forget. Somewhere.
You guys watching that you recommend right now? Lauren and I are
Manifest. That's what it was.
Oh, Manifest. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But yeah. She's going to Canada. She's cool. I was like, no, I got to visit you in Montreal. I got to make it to Toronto, Ontario. One of my buddies, he was an RA. And it was funny. I kind of crushed him. I guess this is like totally irrelevant. You know what? I can just talk about it later.
Whatever you want to talk about, boo.
Well, so like I kind of had a crush on him a little bit. And then, of course, you know, I waited until I was never going to see him ever again to say something. And he was like, oh, I wish you would have told me. But then his thing was like, because then I could tell you how much like that you don't like want me because of this and because of that. And his self-esteem was really low because he always compared himself to his brother. But now to see him like happy and thriving and living his truth, he's in Toronto. I was like, oh, what?
Oh, that's good.
I'm surprised I remember because I forgot like 5 times. He was like, yes, Patrick, I'm in Toronto. I told you this. I'm like, oh. Well, we didn't talk in like months. So. But,
well, maybe when you come here to see me, you can come see him. You can see him.
Yeah.
Yes, I am Lord of the Rings fan. I don't know if Patrick is. Are you Lord of the Rings?
I saw the movies once.
Love
Sweet
that.
Tooth? I saw something for Sweet Tooth. I know you were talking about it. I'm gonna put that on the list too.
Oh yes,
Have you watched it?
Because he's like a deer. He's like
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, that's me.
Yeah.
My name means deer in Arabic.
Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star.
He looks so cute. Full Metal Alchemist.
I haven't finished it, but
Is that a show?
I watched. Yeah, it's an anime.
Oh.
Full Metal Alchemist, and then they have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Has anyone dabbled in human design? What is human design? That's a no for me.
Barely.
What is
LB Untitled Tarot had a video where she was talking about it. I
What is
watched
it?
like 2 minutes. It combines astrology, the I Ching, and something else to create a profile of you and sort of like how your energies operate in the world. And there's like different types and what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Like if you're a manifesting generator or a transmitter or something. It basically tells you how your energy, I don't know. LB did a video. I watched like literally 2 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm going to Google this and get my own chart. And then I forgot to go
Did you
back
get
to the
one?
video. Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see.
I'll look at that video, Lauren. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was like, oh. Oh, wait, I have Sweet Tooth on the list. Yeah. Let's see.
I don't feel fun. Oh, sorry.
No.
Thank you, Teresa, for saying I'm fun. I'm not fun right now. I'm really tired.
I thought I saved my chart. I guess I don't. How to work smarter, not harder with your energy flow lets you know when you're out of flow, which energy center you make decisions from best. There you go. Okay. You're a projector. You're probably the laziest generator there is. I think I might be a manifester.
Now I'm curious what I am.
If I remember right.
Did you have to is it something you can do online or did you have to go to someone to do your chart?
I did it online. Just like how you can go to Cafe Astrology and get a free chart. There's places where you can get a free chart.
Can you send me the website that you did? I want to do that.
LB, can you put it in the group, please? Because I did it, I don't even remember which one I did. I just pulled up the chart and then I was basically done. And I thought I saved it, but I don't see it.
Oh yeah, Colleen, you did say that. I read that. Came out in Reem's reading yesterday is actually human design. I read that comment. That's right. I didn't know how that fit in though. And dark side of the moon. Yeah, I say a lot of I channel a lot of things that I don't know. They just channel it to me. I just say it. I'm just a channel. I just say it. I don't really understand until after. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, here we go. Human design actually has a lot to say about shadow work. Oh, okay. It also lets you know how you work best. Like manifestors work best in big spurts, but then need long periods of trust. Generators can go and don't need as much rest. Okay. Cool. I'm the Venus sequence. Whoa, what is that?
What am I doing right now?
It is a lot of
what
you channel. Oh.
What is this? Hello?
That's so cool, Colleen.
I really thought I saved it. No, I'm sad.
Lauren, did you put it in the chat? I want to go do it. I'm gonna go do it after this. I'm curious now.
Yeah.
It is better. I do enjoy just hearing something or just channeling or seeing something and I just say it and then it's for everyone else to interpret. I feel like that's what I do. But at the same time, a lot of people ask me, what do you mean? And then I want to be able to tie it in. And then if I don't know what I'm channeling or if I don't understand what I'm channeling or what they're saying to me, then I can't tie the whole message in. So I like the fact that I can tie messages in, but at the same time, I just channel, I just say it. And then it's you, Patrick, you can take it and just start to piece it all together.
Sometimes I can. Sometimes I'm I don't know what this is. Take it as it resonates. I'm going to hold these cards up. You look at them and see what you get. Because But there are sometimes I found like where there'll be like a dead spot in the connection or in the line, and that's when I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I think sometimes too, depending on who's watching, it may be for them to unpack and
Yeah.
to dive into.
Yeah.
And that could be a part of their process. And so that's why you may not necessarily get the whole thing.
Yeah.
So for me, that's when I'm like, oh, this is for y'all, because I don't know what this is. Hey,
Oh,
Jenny.
thank you. Thank you for sending that through. I'm gonna copy and paste that right now into my URL.
Where is it? Who's saying we?
Oh, I have to like log in and everything. Okay, I'll do it later. Cool. Thank you. That is super awesome.
Wait, I don't even see these links. Where are the links?
Oh, I'm quick on it. Ariel posted it.
Oh, there it is. My body got that. Okay.
Oh, you did one too? I didn't see you.
I think this.
Let me make Lauren a moderator. Add moderator.
Yeah. Starborn Bird. Hey, there she is. Hi. I think it's kind of prophetic because the historic aspects that humanity suffered under the control of AI, so artificial intelligence is now away. Red Venus sequence is all about shadow, and it's a key to showing you your path.
Yeah, Amanda, you're like that too. I just channel. I'm literally just a channel. I was like, oh, what do you want to say? And I dream it and I see it. And then sometimes like I can piece it together, but like I need a lot of energy to like be able to like piece it together. And I think that's how I get drained when I like put everything together. I don't know. Lauren feels powerful right now. We're like it's Lauren's turn. I'm gonna go rest. The body graph one is good. Okay.
Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to sleep too.
I'm gonna put some tea on. Well, thanks, guys. I'm not gonna say this long. It's just like for whoever is here. I don't know. I just like doing that. I didn't save the other one. What?
Is this gonna be deleted?
Why? Do you want me to keep it up?
No, because so like sometimes I'm like, okay, so like what's something like really good for us to sit with in the moment and then just completely erase?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Can I do that?
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
Maybe nothing. We'll see. We'll see if something comes out. Let's get something like really profound that because this isn't gonna remain. So the secret is safe between those who see this.
Yes. I love doing that with lives because it's such like a moment thing. Like some lives I save, but I delete most lives. I've deleted like 3 or 4 lives now.
Yeah. I've done a few. No problem. Thank you all for being here. This was fun.
Patrick.
Thank you for having me, Reem.
Thank you for joining. You're gonna come here more. Patrick's gonna do it in the moment magic for you all.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's a whole bunch of cards. Is this too many? This is a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cards. 11 is a number of awakening, so we're just gonna burn through this.
No, do it. Do it.
Am I?
If you have the energy for it.
Okay, now I gotta find which ones came out. It started at Bragi. Bragi came out yesterday around Freak. Bragi is poetry, language, and expression, with Skrimir, deception and undermining of confidence. This was that. I remember this energy came out last time in a live that didn't get saved. There's this energy here. It's almost like gaslighting, right? Because we have this energy of poetry and expression, but also with deception and undermining confidence.
Mm.
This feels like it's a self energy though. And then we have Irpa, diligence and resourcefulness, with Vali, reconciliation. Yeah, this is an inner saboteur energy here. Skirnir, the messenger diplomat, and Jarl and Erna, ambition and collaboration. See, this is all about shadow integration. That's what this is. That's how our insecurities, our fears, our worries, our doubts play against us, get us really in our head. And one of the things about fear is that sometimes we can have these fears that make absolutely no sense. It's like if you would take a second to actually look at the people in your environment or your community, you would know that they don't think of you what you fear that they think of you. But because that's so deeply ingrained within your psyche and it has access to nearly everything within you, it can twist the story, right?
Mm.
And so then there's this energy here of coming to terms with it in a way. But it's doing it in a very creative way. I don't know what that means. Because then we have this messenger diplomat with ambition and collaboration. There's this
Mhm.
energy here of finding what your shadow likes and getting on the same page with it, if that makes any
Oh,
sense.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then there's sin opportunity with ambition and drive. Now your shadow and your light are on the same page. This is a chariot where both horses are on path and moving in the forward direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of momentum in this. And there's this energy here too. It's like, it's a little bit like carrot on a stick in your shadow, but the more that it realizes that it's like the more that it realizes that it has something to contribute to the situation, the more it wants to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like there's that part of us that feels like it'll hold us back. And that's that part of us that holds all of our insecurities, or it's that part of us that we project all of that shame onto. And so it doesn't feel good enough because we sort of make it so. But
Right.
as we give it things to do, as it slowly comes into confidence, it's like, okay, yeah, like I also have things to contribute. What? Then it's like it also becomes one of your biggest motivators. And I've kind of reached that point in my own life where sometimes I'm like, and I've talked about it before, but it's like sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And my shadow's like, okay, well, you promised me a better life where I wouldn't have
Mhm.
to experience all of the hurt and the pain and the regret that I experienced before.
It's like the
So
shadow
for
is transforming, right? The shadow
yeah,
transforms.
the Virgo reading, right?
Yeah,
When
yeah,
it went into the lamp.
yeah.
And so now there's clarity and novelty in Dag, and then master craftsmanship and diligence in Brak. Diligence has come up twice now, but I love the novelty in this and also the clarity because now that aspect of us, it's not working against us anymore. It's not pumping all of these things into us that aren't false, but also because it's working with us, it's able to stand and guard against external forces that would kind of sort of try to come in and get us to question and doubt ourselves.
Right.
Now it checks everyone else at the door. And the last card is Sinmara, Nightmare. And Sinmara is an energy that's able to come to us in our dreams and negatively affect us. But again, it's like once we're on the same page, there's nothing within us for her to grab onto. Because it's like it's an energy that amplifies shadow. But if your shadow is integrated and healed, it's like as soon as someone comes to your shadow and says something, then your shadow is going to go to the rest of you and be like, hey, like they're trying to do this over here. You might want to like watch out.
Right.
And I don't know why like that's something that couldn't have been saved, but maybe that's another thing that we're in the process of sort of working through right now. Maybe that's a little bit of like something that it's almost supposed to unfold naturally
Mm-hmm.
outside of the presence of like any pressure or something like that. And I think also we may not understand how great of an ally it could be and how much it can serve us moving forward or how much it will serve us or is serving us. And bottom of the deck is Aegir, hospitality, abundance, and currents. I think this is Ran's husband.
Hmm.
Oh, look, there's that Neptune frequency again, huh?
Yeah. He's a water god.
Yeah, I can read his entry.
I might
Right,
save
what
this.
numbers?
It's actually good.
No! What? This is, so he's the third one in the second realm. Let's see. Aegir.
I don't know. There were some people saying that they want to rewatch it.
Oh. Maybe that's why I was like, this doesn't seem like super spicy. Why can't we save this?
It's going to be saved. Don't worry.
So Aegir is the magnificent giant god of the ocean and friend to the Aesir. He is one of the pagan gods documented all the way back to ancient times. He is the son of Fjornolter, king of Niflheimer. He is husband to Ran. I didn't roll that. Ran,
And
the sea goddess, and is thought to have either 9 or 11 daughters, who each represent different characteristics of ocean waves. The name Aegir means the sea giant and makes reference to his awesomeness. He is an important god to seafarers, and those who perish at sea neither go to Valhalla nor hell, but are gathered by Ran and put in Aegir's realm to stay there in the afterlife. In the mythology, he is an illustrious host, gives excessive feasts for the Aesir, and brews the famed ale Murther. This card is associated with the currents of the ocean and its strength and vastness. Those are the elements of Aegir. The card represents hospitality and abundance. Aegir lives on an island now called Plessy, and that's where he receives his guests for his feasts. If he is accompanied with his wife Ran in the spread, the qualities of hospitality and merriment are strengthened in the card. But if any of his daughters are around him, the card might be conveying changing currents around the seeker. Some changes might be taking place in the environment for the seeker to be aware of and move with. And I like that because I feel like the end of that goes back to that Wheel of Fortune energy when the Night of Inspiration came out, or the Night of Fire. And it's about moving with the currents rather than resisting them. Also, like Valhalla and Hell, like neither one of them was a particularly great afterlife. And so to end up in the realm with Ran and Aegir, again, like very hospitable, very gracious, it's like, well, I would kind of sort of just go out to sea to end up there. Not really. Um, but there's this energy here too of where it's like, it feels like there's a little bit of, I don't want to say a way out because I feel like that would sound totally wrong. But there's something about following the changing current because it feels like we're all heading down this river, right?
Mhm.
And everything is pretty much moving in the same direction. And it reminds me of one of the cards in the Mystical Dream Tarot. But it's like all of a sudden something opens up and there's a pathway out. And that's what that changing current is. It takes us, I guess you could say, into another timeline, one that is a lot more peaceful because it allows for this change and flow that we're experiencing where Gaia is sort of demanding change and the people on Gaia, on Earth, are demanding change. But it's like, at what point, or like, yeah, at what point do we sort of like do what we have to do to make sure we branch off and go onto that timeline?
Mhm.
And I think there was something else too, but I already lost it. That's my brain. Let's see if I can find it. It's lost.
Back, get it back.
I do think it's interesting though that he has 9 or 11 daughters that are associated with different characteristics of ocean waves. When goddess Urras regurgitated the water, and those were her 2 daughters.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, besides that, I'm like, I don't know, I lost it.
Yeah, I'll save it. Don't worry. I just like some like I really love like in the moment interactions because I feel like there's so much more value in that in the moment interaction when you're here with the live and like chatting and like traversing ideas back and forth. It's just like a different experience and like rewatching it. So there are some lives that I just don't save because of that like experience and in the moment energies. But because this is the first time Patrick is here with all of you guys, we will save it. We will save it. So you guys can re-see his magic.
I'm just a dude who pull cards. I'm just playing.
Patrick's a wizard. Patrick's just like humble. He's a wizard.
I try to be. That's the gift of my Chiron and Leo. It helps me be humble.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. We can all, our paths are very humbling, I think. I think that's important. My path has definitely humbled me. Definitely.
Just like being in the group. I think I talked to that. I was like, I feel like low key sometimes I feel like a little immature or like that I'm still developing or something because of the presence of the people that I found myself surrounded by. And it was an opportunity for me to basically do some work, you know?
Yeah, me too. Like, me too. Like, trust me. Aw, Dawn.
Oh, snap.
I see why Reem speaks so highly of you now. I do too. Like I honestly when I first like connected with Russell, I was just like, and he was like talking about me in his readings. I was like, why? I was like, what do you see in me? Like, I don't understand because he's just like so freaking amazing. And here's Bunny.
Hi, Bunny.
So I was just like, why? Like, I don't understand. And so it's just like, it goes back to just your inner strength, just focusing on yourself, focusing on you, like what you have to offer and what you have to do. And it just like really gives you confidence and it gives you validation and it gives you confirmation that you are on the right path, that you are doing what you are doing and you're helping other people, and other people are also seeing things about you that you may not have seen within yourself, right? And I think that's what I started to realize, that people were seeing things in me that I didn't see. And then when I started to see them, they started to show themselves differently to me. And I was able to kind of weave those colors into my reality and my magic. And I'm still learning. There's still so much that I want to explore and I want to improve. And I want to be and I want to become. Like, this is just the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, this is just the beginning. And I think that's just what's so beautiful about our group, is that we can just hold this space for each other of becoming more of ourselves. Yeah.
I think Bunny did this last time. It was time to go. Bunny was like, okay, I need Mama Reem, so y'all gonna have to go.
So sweet.
But thank you all. Whew. But yeah, and I feel like
you subscribe to Rio.
Oh, thank
you. Go
you.
Ahead.
I upload very, very frequently, and the videos can be very long sometimes.
No, but you know what? He goes live. Like, if you really love lives, like this kind of interaction, he goes live like every day. So I'm there most times. The soul group is there most times. So yeah, if you like that, it's like he and obviously, like, how can you not love his energy? So let me just write, his channel is at Riokoruk. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Bunny. If you guys don't
Bunny,
know who Bunny is, you better know who she is now. Everyone
Bunny
knows
is so
Bunny.
cute.
I think everyone knows who she is. She's my baby. It's my guardian angel.
Oh.
So someone tried to like send me like an entity or like I don't know, they were like sending me bad vibes. And Bunny felt the energy like try to come through my bedroom door, but they wouldn't go through my bedroom door because I actually sage my bedroom door, where I always like I sage the door and then I create a knot on the corner so that it can't be broken. And so there's like a protective barrier there. But she actually started to growl and bark. Like she barked so deeply. Like she sounded like such a large dog. Like I'm sure like that's who her spirit is, like this larger than life, like instead of this like little itty bitty dog. And she yeah, and then the entity or the energy just like went away immediately as soon as she barked. But someone tried to say something.
Bunny was like, none of that here.
I was like, yeah, nice try. Yeah, tried to come into my room. Yeah, I do that on all the doors. I do that on the doors and I do that on the TV.
I'm looking at more door, like.
So I take my sage and I burn my sage and I go on all of the corners on my door 3 times. And then wherever I land on the 3rd time, I just like create a knot. Like I like imagine my tying it. And I just pray a personal prayer, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, I do that on the TV too, because I feel like TVs are portals. I don't know.
Yeah, I think because I remember I was like one of the only people with the TV in their bedroom on that other night, and I think LB said that the TVs are portals when they want you on.
Yeah, I feel like TVs are portals too. I'm 31, so now I'm old. I'm turning 32 this year. Oh my god.
I'm like 28, so my mom was like, because she's that I told you. I'm like, I'm so little. But my mom, she's gonna be 50 next year.
Oh,
And then she's like, well, you're about to be 30. I was like, yeah, she's pretty young too. She had me when she was 21. But I feel like for the first time in my life, though, I'm actually excited to get older. So I used to be like, oh no.
Amanda, you have no TV at all?
You have no TV at all? And oh wait, I think I remember you saying that in one of your lives, Amanda. I was like, what? Amy is like, oh, y'all are so young.
Aw, Amy.
It's all relative. It's all relative.
It's all just a number. It's just about your heart.
Hey, preachers.
All right.
Oh, I just heard Chino outside.
All right, I'm gonna go get some tea. I'll probably talk to you right after this. So.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
So very much. We'll see you soon.